welcome to this fireside conversation, part of the conversations and dialogues under ET MSME Talks. I'm Meloni Bhatt, and I'm very happy to welcome my guest today, Amit Chaudhary. He's the Vice President, IP and Cybersecurity, Airtel Business, and he's here to speak to us on how they're powering and transforming digital connectivity for MSME businesses. Amit, welcome to Economic Times.
Thank you so much, Meloni.
All right. We're very happy to have you and, keen to start the conversation.
Broadband usage in India has been growing at an unprecedented pace. Mobile broadband subscribers have nearly doubled over the past 5 years, and data traffic per user has seen a jump over the last 5 years. India's data traffic, according to some data that we have, the data traffic usage from 2017 to 2021 was among the highest in the world, with a compounded annual growth rate of 53%. Now, from your vantage, tell us, how has this really fueled MSMEs in urban India, in rural India, and what is the opportunity for companies such as yours?
Sure. I would start with the first question of saying, how have this fueled the MSME in urban and rural India? I think data traffic has been touching 20 GB per, as per last few quarter. And we've seen in Airtel results also that it is inching up every day. I think that a lot of this boost come from COVID, which caused expansion of connectivity and digital adoption brought by remote working. Now, when we say remote working, it basically made a lot of face-to-face interaction go e-interaction. And MSME in India have been resilient and realized that this was an opportunity to upgrade their business. Mobile broadband and fixed broadband consumption has been increasing consistently for segments. And all new business, especially the D2C brands with a huge following on social media, are now making digital mandatory, while physical interactions are moving to good to have a phase. So by default, if the world wants an e-interface for their business, and for this engagement for MSME, then for MSME, it opens the door for them to expand their business, not just in the vicinity, but also in different states and different parts of the world, right? Which is what basically expansion for MSME. They need not worry about physically being absent, but digitally being present, covers up for them. So an enterprise like us is basically filling the data economy, right? The second part which you asked was, what are the big challenges, that remains to be tackled? And I think there are two parts. One is infrastructure. While we have made a lot of progress, infrastructure challenges continues to affect the expansion of data footprint. 5G in that sense is an opportunity. It eliminates the need to take the wire to the corners of the country and instead offer the same benefit over the air. As we speak, Airtel has already expanded 5G services in more than 100 plus cities. So infrastructure is, as I said, is one of the challenges which we are trying to fulfill, using 5G. Second bigger constraint is electronics. The supply chain issues arising out of geopolitical conflict is still there, which is affecting the availability of handsets, which is affecting the realistic price at which the systematic data could be consumed or at which the technology can be adopted. The ones that are available, which is the 5G handsets, are at a premium price. And hence, while Airtel has launched, as I mentioned, 5G service in more than 100 towns, but the number of users who have adopted this is slowly growing up and slowly catching up. As the adoption goes up, we expect the prices also to go down.
Right. You mentioned that infrastructure is one of the stumbling blocks for us when it comes to broad basing, especially 5G. But could you tell us, the fact that we have our communications network, which is based on copper cables and a lower penetration of optical fiber than many developed countries. How do you see this impacting the overall ability of rolling out 5G?
Well, copper cable was a reality, but that was of the past. right? Today, obviously, we are rolling out our services on fiber. Copper had a limitation in terms of the bandwidth which that could be offered over copper, and hence copper was basically something which could give us a finite number of bandwidth throughput. And when we talk about new services which are heavy on the data side, which is like 4G and 5G, it obviously needed more capacities to serve more customer, and fiber is the right sized service for that. It's like a heavy huge highway on which data runs. So fiber expansion is something which basically are happening across. We have stopped rolling out copper. Rather, we are very bullish on our expansion plan to take fiber to every street, every home. Our fiber to the home plan or program basically covers every house on the fiber network, and with that, we are able to offer bandwidth up to 1 Gbps to an individual house, which is a substantial amount of bandwidth. Right today, a 5G system is also technically is capable of giving you 1 Gbps kind of a speed, and practically in some locations we can see more than 400, 500 Mbps, 600 Mbps capacity speed is being offered. The backbone of that is obviously, apart from the radio wave, is all fiber. So fiber expansion is definitely happening, and we are taking it ahead in every looking corner of the country, and connecting our BTSs, connecting our customers, connecting our tower infrastructure, right? Residential areas are being covered for the broadband connectivity on fiber, as well as the mobile signals are basically, which is coming on 5G, is also backed up by fiber technology at the back end.
All right. I want to talk to you about smartphone adoption, and especially, as you said, which is coming from India's hinterlands, from rural India. This is all fueling e-commerce. We've also established ONDC, which is the platform for digital commerce, and we're really hoping that this will power MSMEs. It is also estimated that by 2030, when it comes to the number of online shoppers in India, we'll be among the largest groups in the world at about 500 million. What are the sort of opportunities you think this creates for MSME, and also opportunities for businesses such as yours that power the connectivity?
Well, when we talk about internet, online banking and online shopping are the two things which comes very, very commonly to our mind. And m-commerce industry is basically all about that. Internet has definitely opened up a lot of m-commerce around the globe. India is not behind. With a lot of startups, in India, this is becoming a more and more adaptable solution. People look forward for today. When we have to do something, we first go and look for an app. Is there an app for which I can get this done, right? Is there a support system? I look for an app. Even a nanny is available now on the app, right? I can look for a nanny on the app. So basically, it has become a daily routine. It has become part of our daily routine, where we could look out for anything and everything over internet, and for a convenience sake, we are looking it for on our mobile. So that has become the fulfillment factor. Connectivity is becoming a mandatory thing. Just like we need oxygen in the air, connectivity is given that it would be there. And as a telco, we basically power that kind of a service to our customer. For MSME segment, I think they are looking to jump on this. We've seen that many customers, many organizations and small segment customers have adopted a digital route to their customers, a digital face to their organization, right? When we see medical side of the story adopting digital and being virtually present for their patients, right? If that kind of a critical service can happen over the internet and over the network, m-commerce and e-commerce is basically simplest of the thing to adopt. And yes, it is powering up again the economy. We see I mean, Bharat Pay or Paytm or Airtel Payments Bank and QR code payment and all that is again a digital economy in the way with which you're making a payment, right? Again, powered by an internet world. So whether it is banking, whether it is a day-to-day transaction, whether it is any system which you want to take new or evaluation, it is all at the back end gets connected to internet, the internet world, and the usage around this is basically powered by Airtel.
All right. These are my last set of questions to you now, Amit. Talk to us about Airtel Secure and the sort of role that you see it play in powering the MSME market. And, how do you see, the role of telcos in safeguarding our digital economy?
Very right question. And many of the time in the events, customers ask me and people ask me that, why should telco be in a different business which is non-core telco, right? And my answer to them is, it is a adjacent aligned business which basically adds value in customers' life. As a telco, my responsibility is to make you connected. I'm doing a value up there and saying, when you connected to the world, stay safely connected, right? And that is the biggest role a telco can play, because I'm bringing that data to you. So if I can also give you protection, that is the value add which I can give you, and yet the association which we carry basically grows. As Airtel Secure, to an enterprise, to a MSME, or to a retail user, the offerings are there depending on what do you want to adopt and what is the need of your organization or a need of an individual. Cybersecurity is not common for all. It has to be created, it has to be designed for your personal needs. An organization like a bank needs a very different kind of a security, because every asset there is very, very crucial, very critical. Those are crown jewels, right? For a MSME market, it is whatever their 2, 3, 4 servers which are required to be connected, on which they do financial transactions and so on and so forth, needs to be protected apart from the user. And for an individual like you and me, our personal laptops, personal machines needs to be protected with a simple antivirus or a advanced antivirus kind of a service. Also, some kind of a gateway level protection, which we typically do and deploy. So as I said, internet is common, but solutions for security varies from what you're using it for and what are you protecting it. Airtel Secure plays a vital role here. Airtel Secure offers end-to-end security portfolio for its customers, whether it is any kind of device, any kind of software, customized and deployed in their environment. Is our capacity, is our capability. Second piece is security services. It is very important for people to understand that as a telco, we see a lot of threats moving around the globe. We have visibility of what is happening across the globe because we are internet service provider of the internet service providers, right? We are tier 1 service providers. So we connect globally multiple countries, and we have a peering points on internet across the globe. So we see a lot of data, a lot of threat, what is happening in US, what is happening in UK, what is happening in Africa, and so on and so forth. It is also in our vicinity that if an attack is originating outside the country, we start looking at its footprint in the domestic market, right? So we see that what's happening outside, is it happening in the same intention, same pace, or if there's any is there any trail of that or linkage of that in our country? So our cyber awareness, our cyber skill sets are basically much, much advanced. Now, if I offer this to our customers, right, it is something which it's not easy to gain such kind of knowledge, such kind of data, in any corporate environment for a customer. So leverage Airtel Secure for its expertise, for its knowledge, and for its specialized people and services.
All right. Thanks very much, Amit, for speaking to us, about the business and really what it offers, and also lapping it up, with the larger issue when it comes to cybersecurity and cyber threats. It's been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you so very much for your thoughts and for your time today.
Thank you so much. Pleasure connecting.